Hi, Phyllis here from SouthernFrugal.com. Tonight we're going to fix the prime rib roast that Mr. Bucky bought. We had saved $27 on coupons when we had the triple coupon at Bilo, and so he decided he wanted a prime rib roast. So that's what he got. They were on sale. Normally they're $10.99 a pound, and they had them on sale for $6.99 a pound, so this was a pretty good deal. Now this is certainly a little more than we'll eat, but we can always use it later. Anyway, I want to show you how I'm going to fix this. First of all, I've got a couple of tablespoons of butter that I had sitting out. Oh, wait a minute, let me first tell you about the roast. Alright, first thing you want to do is dry your roast. Really get it dry, and you want to take it out of the refrigerator a couple of hours before it's time to cook it. Just get it really, really dry, because we're going to put a little bit of a rub on this. Alright, that ought to do it. Try not to touch it until I have to. Alright, so we're going to make our rub now. And so that's a couple of tablespoons of butter, and it's been softened. And to that, let me get it in focus a little better. There we go. Alright, so to the butter, I'm going to add a little bit of oregano, if I can get it open, right side. Just a little bit of oregano leaves. Not many, just a little bit. Maybe, I don't know, a teaspoon. I'm going to add some paprika, about another teaspoon of that. I'm going to add just a little bit of thyme, not much, about a half a teaspoon of thyme, and then the garlic powder. Let me see there, garlic powder. Now, not garlic salt, put at least maybe 2 teaspoons of the garlic powder, and another 2 teaspoons of onion powder. That ought to do it. Alright, and I will put this in the description down below, but you can make your rub any way you want to. Now I'm looking to see if I can find a little bit of red pepper, just a little bit. Red pepper, just a couple of little dashes. That's good right there. Just give it a little bit of heat. Alright, now, no salt. You want to salt it after you've already gotten it cooked. Because what the salt does is it's going to pull some of the moisture out of the prime rib. And the little juice from the pan, hopefully we'll be able to make some of that. You can add salt to that, and then you just dribble it over the prime rib, and that should take care of the salt that you'll need. But that's not until after everything is done. Alright, so we've got our spices pretty well mixed in there. Now I'm going to use my hands. Okay. I'm using a loaf pan to cook it in, and the reason I'm doing that is because the butcher cut off one side of the bone on one side, and it won't really stand up very well. So, all we're going to do is just smother this with this little spice rub and the butter. Now I've got my oven preheating. It's already preheated, I guess, at this point, to 450 degrees, because we're going to sear this really good for about 30 minutes. Alright, that should do for that side. I'm going to put some on this side. Now the reason you dry it off is so your little rub or spices will stick to the meat. I actually put it on the bones back there too. Just everywhere you can get it. And then even up on the top part of it. I like to put it there too. On the bones, everything. And just get in there and just love your prime rib. by rubbing it and rubbing it and rubbing it. And you do want to take it out of the refrigerator and sort of let it get to room temperature. That always works better. Alright, about got all my rub on there now. Even get that rub on that fat. And you don't want to really trim any of the fat off. In fact, I think our local butcher trimmed a little too much of the fat off. I prefer it, go ahead and have that thick layer of fat on it. I think it makes for better flavor, really. But anyway, this will work. And I'm going to get every last bit of that little rub out of there. Make sure I got everything covered. Alright. And I mean every little bit I want on there. Alright. I think we got this roast covered. Now, no water in the pan whatsoever. This is an old pan, by the way. I'm going to stand it right up in there. I really like it when they stand up. But it doesn't, there, it's standing now. Take more of my little rub. Alright, I think we got this roast pretty well covered. I need to clean my hands off. Alright, we're going to put it in the oven at 450 degrees in the middle rack for right at 30 minutes because we want it to just get really brown and crusted all over. Then we're going to turn the oven down to 325 degrees. And in this particular case, this roast weighs 3.5 pounds. So I'm going to cook it 17 minutes per pound. So it'll be done in about 1 hour. Now, let me clean my hands off. Hold on. I wanted to turn the camera up a little bit. Alright, so while the roast is cooking, alright, back up, sorry. I should know how to work this by now. While the roast is cooking, I'm going to also be baking the potatoes. And I'll just go ahead and fix the salad too. And I hope I can find some of the homemade bread in my freezer because I don't remember if I've got any rolls or anything left, but if I don't, you know, we don't really have to have bread with this because we'll have a big baked potato. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in, and as soon as it gets, you know, for a 30-minute period, then I'm going to put my baked potatoes in, and it all should be done about the same time. Alright, so once this gets ready, we'll be back. Okay, I wanted to come back and just talk with you a little bit about the internal temperature of the prime rib. Now, I just use an inexpensive meat thermometer. You can certainly get those digital thermometers, and they work great, but I've just got this cheapo one from Walmart that I've had forever. And what you're looking for on the prime rib, or what we're looking for, because we like it medium to medium rare. And so I'm looking for an internal temperature of 135 degrees. Now it's going to go up probably another 10 degrees once you take it out. So once it's done and reaches the correct internal temperature, now if you want it rare, 120 would be what you're looking for. And you want to put the meat thermometer probe right into the thickest part of the meat, and you don't want it touching the bone, and just check your temperature. So again, if you want it rare, 120 would work, because it's going to continue cooking a little bit once you take it out of the oven, and you do want to put a little tin foil on it and let it rest for maybe 20 minutes, and then you can go ahead and slice it. Alright, so we're ready to make our baked potatoes, and I'm going to put those in the oven just as soon as I get them ready, and I just put a little, I'm actually using Crisco on them. Again, you have to get it all over them really good. And I know y'all know how to make baked potatoes. Pretty much everyone does, but the oven is going to be turned down to 325 degrees in a little while, but they'll still cook, and they'll all have the baked potatoes ready when the prime rib is ready, because I'm going to let the prime rib rest for about 20 minutes after we take it out of the oven. All right. Get that off my hands and see if I can cut the camera off. And when all this gets done, we'll be back. I did want to come back and show you how I wrap these sweet potatoes. This is just a little trick I've learned over the years. Of course, it's already got some shortening on it. And I just take it and I use the shiny side in. And just fold it over and over and over. You get it down. And then, when you get to the end, mash it down like that. Turn that end over a little bit. And then turn it down like that. And what this will do is it will prevent your baked potato from getting too brown on the bottom. So turn that aluminum foil in to seal it just a little bit, and then put it around like that and just mash it all in. And see, these little extra crumpled up aluminum foil keep it off just from touching the pan. And now some people like that really dark part on a baked potato, and these will still get dark on the bottom, but they won't get too dark that way. All right, so we'll be back when all this is ready. Okay, welcome back. Our prime rib is not far from being done, so I'm going to go ahead and make some of the things that are going to go on the salad. So what we're having is just a baby spinach salad, and all I'm going to do is put on some pecans, whole pecans, and I'm going to make a little strawberry type dressing to go on that spinach. So, first thing I'm going to do is roast the pecans, and I'm just doing that in a little pot. These are pecans from our county. Look how big they are in comparison to my fingernail. We had a lot of rain this past year, and we just have a lot of pecans in this county, pecan trees. So they got really big. So I'm just going to do a couple of handfuls, small handfuls, to go, turn the camera down, to go with this little spinach salad we're going to have. So just a couple of handfuls. And what roasting does is it brings out the flavor of the pecans. So I've got a couple of teaspoons of butter in this little pot. I've got my burner on sort of medium-low. And I'm going to put just a little bit of salt in them. And I'm just going to let them stay on the heat for a little while. Not long, but just, enough to really bring out the flavor of them. And you can do this in the oven, too. In fact, I might stick that in the oven with the baked potatoes. That would be a good idea. All right, the other thing we're going to have is some sour cream with horseradish in it for the prime rib. So I'm just taking 3 or 4 hefty tablespoons of sour cream, and I'm going to put a little bit of horseradish in there, really about a tablespoon or less. Now the horseradish is very, very hot, so you don't want to use much of it. But it's really good to dip the prime rib in, I think. And we also like that au jus stuff, or au jus, I guess you say. Anyway, so there's just a little bit of the dipping sauce for the prime rib. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put that back in the refrigerator until our prime rib is ready. And I also want to make the little strawberry dressing for the salad. And I'll just tell you, I do it really, really simple. This is a strawberry. It's really like, they call it a strawberry spread. It really doesn't have seeds or any whole strawberries in it. So, I just take out a couple of really, really big spoonfuls. Now, there might be a few little seeds in it, but not many. And then I just add just a touch of vinegar in there. And I'm going to put about a tablespoon or so of water, put it in the microwave for about a minute, and it'll be ready. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, my pecans have roasted a little bit in the butter, and I put a little salt in there. So I'm going to set those aside and let them cool. And we have the strawberry dressing. Now this is vinegar, water, and really strawberry spread, they call it, Welch's. Now it's still pretty warm, so see the consistency? Now once you let it cool, it's going to thicken up a little bit, but it won't be like it was when you took it out of the bottle. So you can still see few of the seeds in there, but mostly there's not many seeds. So we're going to actually put this in the refrigerator and let it cool down so we can put it on our salad. All right, that prime rib is almost done. We'll be back. Okay, I took the prime rib out after 45 minutes because I want to check the internal temperature. And the way I'm going to do that is stick this temperature gauge right down in the middle of it, but not touching a bone. And we're looking for 135 degrees. Okay, we're there. It's done. Now we're going to cover this just real loose with some tin foil, and it's going to need to sit for about 20 minutes before we start carving it up. All right, we'll be back. Okay, the prime rib has rested for a full 20 minutes. Now I'm going to cut the bones out, and I'm using the scissors to do that. I'm also going to cut that little end off. Just stick my scissors right down in there. Cut that off. Now the bone, of course, you can save for making beef stock. This will also get some of that fat off. All right, now we're going to turn it over the other way. Same thing on this side. All right, I think it looks like it's cooked perfect. Pretty hot red center is what we're looking for, and I think we got that. All right, got this off. Of course, our little doggies will get some of this too. Not much, though, not at the price that prime rib is. And I did cut some of the good meat off that one, but anyway, no big deal. All right, now we are ready to make some of the little sauce that's going to go on this. And here are some of the drippings from the pan. Now I poured off some of the other drippings off the pan and put them in a little pot and put them right in the freezer so the fat would get hard and I can take it off. And there it is. So I'm just going to skim that off. Actually, just take a spoon and skim it off. So I can get most of it off this way. I'm going to leave a little bit of the fat in there for the flavor, really. So now we've got still a little fat in there. I'm going to pour the juice from the pan right into the pot. See if I can't get a little more of that fat off from around the edge. And some of that, of course, is the butter that we used for the rub. But it's also got all the spices in there. Garlic and whatever. That ought to be enough. Now I'm just going to turn my burner on high and get this really good and hot in that little pot. See if I can get a little more off there. All right, that for sure will do it. All right, we're going to then just take the juice that's already drained out of this Put that right in the pot also. All right, so we've got to get the salad on the plates, and the baked potatoes are done. And we're going to plate this up, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it. So I'll just cut it. I'm not going to cut it real thick, but it's not going to be thin either. About like each person would get maybe 3/4 of an inch. All right, we'll be back in just a minute. All right, the prime rib is all sliced up on the plate. We've got baked potato and a little spinach salad with some roasted pecans and some strawberry dressing. I've got the sour cream and horseradish. Put that right there. And the little sauce. Now put some salt in that. I put a little salt on the plate, and I'm going to put some salt on the prime rib. And there's my plate. Same thing, horseradish to dip it in, and some of the sauce. And there's our baked potato. I've already put some salt in that. We've got our iced tea, so we're ready to eat. And this is cooked just exactly the way we like it. All right, we will see y'all next time.